So we have to know this experience. Well, let me say a pleasant good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are across the world following this exclusive interview. This is 2A Radio TV, African Actions Network, streaming live from Pennsylvania, USA. I'm currently in the port city of Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, and we are currently at the office of former District Number 3 Representative candidate in the 2017 presidential and legislative elections, Honorable Togar Alexander Bealded, and he's given us the chance to speak with him this afternoon in Liberia, Buchanan City. And so my name is Tara UB Garnet. Many thanks to Patience Blay Atto sitting at a control there in the US for screaming live this interview here from the Port City of Buchanan. So let me say good afternoon, sir. Welcome to Two-Way Radio.
Thank you, Mr. Garnett. It's a pleasure talking to you, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak to your audience wherever they are. And following, I'm happy to be
And you are beautifully bedecked in a white attire, symbolizing what?
here. What else? It's just a beautiful day for us here in the post city of Uganda. So it's a symbol of peace. It's a symbol of unity. It's the beginning of a new day for our people here in Bassa, especially in the Buchanan City and past beyond. Today we're able to announce our initial 50-man committee to spearhead our campaign ahead of the 2023 general and presidential elections.
Here's
So,
an official statement that you are indeed contesting in the ensuing election.
of course, yes, we will be on the ballot. That is sure. We committed ourselves to changing the lives of our people, and there's nothing that is going to hold us back from doing that. This is not a new norm for us. We're here in 2017. We participated, and we're hoping of coming back very strong this time, very prepared, very ready, new experiences, and new ideas to shape, the changes that we want to make to Buchanan City. So we brought together a team of people from diverse backgrounds, Muslim community, Christian community, students, especially student leaders, people from the ghettos, as you may call it, disadvantaged youth are also part of our team. You know, motorbike, union, all these people from all walks of life, marketers, all walks of life, be part and parcel of our initial 50-man campaign team that we launched today.
Okay, let's do a little throwback. Alexander Togar Biere has been popularly known as a Liberian journalist. And what brought you into politics in the
Many times the experiences that we've had, people no exception to what embodies our country. The same pains we all go through, the same sufferings we all go through. And I think media people are capable of shaping things because we write about these things every day. So for us to shape these things when we're in leadership is really easier. There are a lot of leaders around the world, even the former British Prime Minister. He's a journalist by profession. And a lot of top people in the world who have ably represented countries, represented institutions, come from media background. That background is going to help people deliver more. So for example, on Capitol Hill, it's almost 80% of how you shape ideas, how you change things, how you make decisions. So technically, being a journalist is one of the greatest opportunities to be able to refine your messages, to be able to render your analysis very well, to feel the pinch of the people, to bring about the change that you want to bring. And I'm happy that I'm a journalist stepping up. This is for all in this profession. It's time to rise up to a call. We can't continue to be backbenchers. We must take the lead. Secondly, I've been more of an administrative person besides being a journalist. I manage several media entities in this country. Kings FM, Platinum, City FM, I manage LIB 24, in the corporate world. Then an international organization for migration, USAID, Internews, Reach International, Nigeria Telecommunication Company. Most of these have been in media managerials. So coming and managing people, administrating people, especially like an environment of a place like Bassa, this is something that we don't miss. And if our people give us the opportunity, we think we can change the lives and the aspirations of our people in Ghana.
Let's look at the ticket you contested on in 2017. You contested as an independent candidate, but you had the faces of the likes of Joseph Human Boakat, common vice president of Liberia. Emmanuel Nukwetu was also seen on your flyer. And so obviously it suggests that you had an alliance with the Unity Party. Where do you
Actually,
stand currently?
actually, I was not fully independent. I was in a political party called the Grassroots Democratic Party of Nigeria.
Hmm.
Originally, I was a unity party guy election. That is one of the reasons you saw that partnership. Uh, One of the mistakes we made at the time was there was a lot of confusion in the party where we could not come closely to reaching a decision as to who will represent the party in the Ghana city. So, as a ruling party, the Unity Party could not have a candidate in the Ghana city. And that was trouble. In the 2017 election, Ghana City had no representative candidate on the slot because the entire political arrangement was mad, by confusion, disappointment, by clashes. So we could not come up in the end of the day to have a candidate here. And that is regrettable. That's why Unity Party lost this vote. That does not mean that we did not have a strength here, but because the party was involved in competition in the Ghana district, and the two key people, me and Madam Julia Duncan Cassell, could not come up with a deal as to who will represent the party here. So the both of all went separate ways. Madam Cassell had to run on a party called Coalition of Liberia Progress or something. I had to run on Grassroots Democratic Party of Liberia. They both of all had to come back again. So I was the only candidate who originally was on the floor with JND. Madam Cassell take fall away as well in the same circles, so she could not be pushed away. So that created a lot of trouble for the way the votes went here.
And so where do you stand now? We've seen you visibly whining and dining with the Liberty Party.
Of course, I am an ardent follower of Musa Hassan Bilete, the legitimate chairperson of the Democratic Party, and we've been working together. In fact, the terrain you see me in here is an establishment of the Liberty Party. One of the reasons that I am keeping it even alive at the moment is because we have some hooligans down here, ransack these buildings, damage some of the materials and all that. So that has been a troubling situation. So as we make these adjustments, Yet United initiated, for a bill. That's one of the things we've been doing. We've been trying to keep this office alive, active, and running. Uh, we have a 24/7 team on the ground, receiving letters, interacting with people, making it visible, and keeping it alive so we can track some of the party issues very soon.
Okay, talking about this hullabaloo that led to you guys going separate ways, you and the former General Minister, Madam Julia Duncan Cassell. She's currently being listed as one of those campaign persons of the ANC. And there is a strong alliance currently from the new CPP, the Chosa World may be correct, with Musan Hassan Bedi and that of Alexander Bende Cummings. And there will be some consensus between. Do you see it also as a threat to your contentious eyes except on the seat of District 3?
What it does is it increases the competition. If
Mm.
I'm not Madam Cassell, Madam Charlene Duncan is a member of the Liberty Party. She herself is also contesting. I'm a member. In fact, I'm an executive committee member. I'm vice chair for auxiliary services of the party. I too come from Bassa. I too intend to contest in the canon. Charlene Bromsky seen. Julia Duncan Cassell is there again as well. So who knows? There's a likelihood that there will be a primary. Am I ready for that? I've always committed myself to primary. Free, fair, transparent process. I will always commit myself to that. So I got threatened by nothing. I mean, this is part of our democratic tenets. Everybody must be able to come and aspire for different portfolios and different roles. Everybody has got different and brand new ideas to bring onto the table. If the people decide to move on, I just hope that the process is done in a transparent fashion Nobody is overlooked. We all come on the table. If we all three go to a primary, whoever wins that primary, the rest of the two people can technically come to say yes. For the sake of the party, for the sake of our people, we take this line and go and support one agenda. I am committed to that. Once that happens, if we sit to a primary and somebody wins that primary, you'll see me supporting somebody. That's how it works. Outside of those sort of processes where we see favoritism or nepotism or whatever, then it brings about the challenges.
It is alleged that you are.
If there is primary, you definitely know as a media person. You know that it happened, you know the atmosphere and all of that. Then you'll see whether or not people should sway or people should go independent or whatever. But I am saying I am very committed to that process that will bring about a transparent primary, that will bring about a candidate fully decided by the people of the Buchanan district, and we all will be ready to rally.
Through the Nuke and Crinins of Buchanan District 3, we've been eardropping that a young candidate in the race, Togar, and Bealded, is a best share to a divided Liberty Party. How can we address that?
Liberty Party is not even, for me, I don't see any much division.
But there is division.
I don't see much of a division. I think
But there
the issue is a egotistic nature. The issue is about people thinking they have ownership of the party. The issue is about people who feel this is an inheritance. No, this political party belongs to the people. The laws are on the side of Musa Hassan. And this is what I said even last evening or so when I made an appearance on one of the local radios. I was clear. I did not at any point in time bring Musa Ability to the Liberty Party. In fact, Councillor Charles Walker Bromsky brought Musa Ability to the Liberty Party. He made him campaign CEO. In 2017, he made him campaign CEO. He did not just stop it. Nyomi Kanga Lawrence and the rest of the team took Musa Hassan Ability to Brown County and made him chairperson of the Liberty Party. He ran the party for a year or little over a year before they came to the realization that they wanted to remove it. At that time, the executive committee of the party had already seen this man as a leader that could spearhead the party to election. It is none of us problem. All right, it's no crime that any of us committed. Could we say Madam Yomi Kanga Lawrence created a crime when she took Musa Ability to Banga and convinced partisans to elect him as chairperson? Were we the one that took him to Banga, or they were the ones that took him to Banga? So then let's tell the public what the real issue is. The real issue is somebody wants to be running mate to Ambassador Joseph Mwanga. The executive committee members of the party have said this party has rules and constitution and must be followed to the next. We must go to the convention. The convention must decide the next course of action of the party. Don't delay the issue by saying the party for maybe the Bassa. I'm a Bassa man myself, so the party for me too. So the same right you have in the party, the same right I have in the party. We are saying, let's just follow the law. If we went to the convention decided to go to JB, we all will move to JB. That's the people's decision. So no one person has got that right in the party to take the party anywhere. The executive committee is the highest decision making on the convention to make such decision. And that decision has been made to go to ANC of Alexander. And we welcome that. This is what we are.
Okay, folks, if you are just joining us across the world, this is African Actions Network. My name is Ta Yubi Garnet. Honorable Togar Alexander Bealded is with us this afternoon in Buchanan City, former representative candidate in the 2017 presidential and representative elections. And we are trying to question him a little bit about his own ambition to contest in the ensuing 2023 presidential and general elections. And he has admitted that indeed his face will be on the ballot. But he has to pass through the primary, but I think he's so much more optimistic that he will emerge victorious. But it will be a tough race with the likes of Charlene Bronsky, the daughter of, let me say, Anthony Charlene Bronsky, the daughter of former Liberia liquor luminary Charles Walker Bronsky, that of the former superintendent of Grand Bassa County and former minister of gender, the children and social protection, Madam Julia Duncan Cassell, will also be in that primary along with him. So it will be a tough battle, but what he prays for is a democratic process. But let's move on to asking about his own initiative in the county that has grabbed our attention this afternoon to reach out to him. The acronym is Bealded United Initiative for Development. How is this thing all about? What is it about, and how did it come about? That is my own
And just to
question.
tell you, jokingly say, first of all, it's going to be no tough battle. It's going to be two women against a man, just from the gender perspective. So the women votes are going to be split. My vote will be consistent. I come
Mhm.
from a young people background. I'm a gentleman. There will be two women going to the primary against one man, and it's going to be the youngest amongst them. That's a clear win for me. Rest assured that
That's what I
that
said. The
that one
optimism is high.
it's very hard.
Mhm.
We've done that. Yes, our Bearded United initiative for lasting development bill is more than a year old, and we've been engaged in this town. In fact, today we announced that we're about to open a vocational school in the county that is going to be free to the public. There will be two branches of the school, one in the lower end, one in the upper end. We've concluded negotiations in the lower end. The school is going to maybe get started in November, where people can come, driving school, you know, cosmetology, tie and dye, all those sort of stuff will be done free of charge to our people. We also spoke about what we intend to do with the Muslim community once they can provide us a land in the county. We got some partners that are very prepared to make sure that the first Muslim high school in the county can be constructed. We got the partners who are ready for that. We've also, from an advocacy standpoint, have been talking about the county social development fund and how that money can be used to create jobs. We've been talking mostly about agriculture, how we can invest into agriculture. At every district in Bassa can create some cash crop and at least the 1 million that let us still gives this county every year, at least around 200,000 of that money could go to every district. And we can plant cocoa, rubber, palm, and you name it. And first, that is going to create jobs. So at least 100 person can be employed by this farm. The least a person could make could be 100 or 200 bucks. That person might be able to cater to around 15 persons. That's technically around 15,000 jobs to be created. For me, job creation is a top priority on my list. The issue of pin-ups, that era should be over. I come here and say, okay, I pay your child school fee. It's not sustainable because I could pay your child school fee today and I'm able to pay it tomorrow. I could not continue. Maybe because I have a job today, so I give a handout to you. But I continue to give you handout when that job is gone. So we need sustainable programs. And to create those programs, we must create jobs here. And we have the means to create jobs because technically we sit here and we get $1 million from metal steel every year. That money could be used into visible programs that will bring money on the table. Look around you. The Ghana city is in darkness. We need electricity. How do we invest into the electricity program to revolve or revamp the economy of this town so that people are even able to store their food 2, 3 days in their homes? That is not happening. A lot of things have to change here. And for these things to change, you need reasonable minds. People who understand struggle like myself. Born, raised here, went to school here, and struggle here. All I have known is Bassa. I know nowhere else. I've never born, raised with silver spoon in my mouth. I understand struggle. Only someone like me who understands struggle will understand the struggle of our people. So our people need to think differently so that we change their lives together, so that we work together in changing lives. I am tired of every day just being behind one group of people and keep supporting them and thinking that they will change our lives. This is just putting water into an empty bucket that just keep draining and keep draining. We have to change this game, and I am prepared to lead this effort so that we can change faster for the better.
What have been some of your community engagements thus far?
A lot of them, a lot of them. If you just check on my sample, we've been providing solar light to a few communities. We've done that. In other communities, we've been doing a lot of things across here. On my most of my billboards across the town, we see most of the work that we've been doing. We're working on construction of trains in some community. We just removed an entire shop somewhere in those are the very latest. I mean, from the way back, like even at the Grand Bassa Community College, we provided all the tools to all the bathrooms at GBCC. We provided several uh, planks and so forth to fix a lot of armchairs for students at Therapy of Bramskin School. I mean, like the last was we provided rice. The least we gave was 2 bags of rice. Some we gave 3 or 4 to every high school in the country, including cash for them to go and practice for the WAS. We did that. The WAS before that, we were providing that right feeding for students that were taking the WAS. We've done that. We're working on series of programs to change lives, and we'll continue to engage them. Uh, where our hands can reach, we will do. What we can do, we won't do. We won't go to Steve, we won't go to credit, we won't do anything under the way just because we have to satisfy people. Where our hands can reach, we help our people. I come from here and I am committed to changing lives. As we speak, we're constructing another new attire shop in Jefferson community. So everywhere in this Buchanan city, we got some handwork. We got some handwork. It's out of some hand pump ongoing construction. It out of some attire shop ongoing some construction. Just different things, scholarship opportunities for young people, personal help for people who are in need. In fact, we're about to create some jobs. Our staff and things are going to be in these offices will be paid. That's job we have created for people. All of these things we're doing. All right. The vocational school that we're creating, that's technically job that we're going to be creating. All the teachers that will be at our vocational school will be paid directly from our pockets. The places that they're going to be going for practical. So let's say if we have a tailoring shop and people should go for practical, we should pay that tailoring shop or the practical to be done. That direct payment to those places, that job creation. All right. Development aspect is those schools that are going to be used. We're supposed to take care of those schools. We're supposed to do some work at those schools that they will be using. Technically, that is development. So in all of the different things we do, you can see the lines in which we'll be touching lives as this program progresses.
Okay, I'm hoping that we end this with sports because just on Sunday, the district league ended in Bassa, and we are opting to see a very strong and energetic team for the upcoming county league. But just before we move on to sports, let's just close it with politics as we started. Your former boss, the current president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. George Manumia, uh, which you work for at King's FM and Fly TV,
Right.
is currently the head of state of this country. And you have set covetous eyes on occupying one of the representative seats in Liberia. What do you make of the governance process of this country? Because you are far away from your boss, you are now in the opposition belt.
Well, it's difficult to say. I mean, when you see life around Liberia, and no rocket scientist has to tell you that you cannot get rice in this country. You don't need a rocket scientist to tell you that times are difficult. All right, we've misplaced a lot of priorities for the country because a lot of people have thought to themselves, and that continues to exist in our environment, where handoffs are better than development work. There's no time for handoffs. If I see a lawmaker comes and say, "I will provide you 50 bags of rice," that's not development. If you see people just come and say, "I'll pay all your children's school fees tomorrow," that is not development. People need sustainable growth. I would have thought by this time one priority of the George Weah government will have been creation of jobs. I would think by this time, 2, 3, 4 companies will be here. Those 2, 3, 4 companies will be creating nothing less than 4, 5,000 jobs. Let people get to work. Maria is even overcrowded. If I were president of this country, one of the first things would be to create jobs outside of Maria. You need companies in Limba. You need companies in Lopa. You need to divert the population to other places. The only way to do that is to create companies in those places. And the existing companies, the government will really want to put pressure on those companies to create jobs. We hear Metal Season will create 3 or 4,000 new jobs. Since they signed a new agreement, I don't think Metal Season have created even straight 20 jobs. It's unfortunate. Who is actually putting pressure? They were being our lawmakers. They should be putting pressure on these companies to say, look, company A, you say you are going to create 5,000 new jobs. Can you give us a report of how many of that 5,000 you have already created? Then we know we're taking statistics. It should be done regularly, even quarterly. But we're not doing that. So you get these companies operating here, the people's lives are not changing. Check around you. You get one of the biggest companies globally in Grand Bassa. You don't feel the impact of metal. I agree they get 1 million for county social development fund. I agree that money is completely misused, misapplied many times by our county leadership, 100%. All right.
But the county superintendent will call for audit.
Calling for audit, that's one thing. All right, and going behind and negotiating for the audit to that guy is another thing. The corruption is visible.
So, was that a saffron or is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, the corruption is visible. You go right here on the fairground. There's a company that is constructing the office of the representative. That company is being supervised, or the owner of that company, so quote unquote, is the coordinator of leches in the county. The coordinator of leches is a government official. So technically, a government official owns his own company, and then we gave him money for him to do. I mean, isn't that serious corruption? Because all of the county leadership, they have different companies, and they gave all of the county's money to themselves. That is it. So the guys talking about audit. I mean, on a serious government like Ellen Johnson selling audit was done in the county and 500,000 was misapplied. You say, yeah, a place where the superintendent can work out in the morning and buy ambulance for himself to carry it to the district because he won't be represented. And at a place you say you do audit tomorrow morning, corruption will not be here. A place where a superintendent takes county money and buys a regular jeep for himself, and he say the minister of state they won't give it to me, and people not mean they want my own money buy it. And you say when you do audit tomorrow morning, somebody will not be in trouble here. They don't want the audit. They come to the public and say they want it, but in real sense, they don't just want this audit. And this is completely terrible. It's completely terrible. Bassa is dying. That's why even the last evening I raised an issue. Let us see, I just gave him another 1.5 million. I have prevailed on the citizens of the county to prevail on our leaders to not use that money. Everybody in the county leadership is now going to election, except for Senator Kanga Lawrence, who may have 9 years or so. The rest of them, from the superintendent up and down, everybody running for representative somewhere. And you gave those people $1.5 million to say they must go appropriate. You just giving them campaign money. So we have asked them, let's put this money into an escrow account and keep it there until after the election. If we don't do that, we are in a complete mess. We in a complete mess.
Okay, we have 11 months, 30 days to the boys talk about 2023 elections. How can you rate this government when it comes to its performance?
I think I would say the biggest thing this government has been able to do that to keep the country at peace. I mean, for the last 5 or so years, we've been a peaceful country. So not really peaceful. When I say not really peaceful, like I live in a home that almost every night, with fence all around, I still get attacked by thieves every night. So security is still even a challenge. The only thing not happening here that for all the whole war against each other. But you can't even walk the streets of Monrovia freely, even at 7 o'clock in the day. The entire security system is porous. So the only thing that has happened here over time, that maybe because we got life, maybe because people are not holding guns. All right, everything is terribly bad. Security is terrible. Even now, if somebody buys a car, you lock it again with an extra lock. The man comes in the net, the man still bust that lock and take your battery from inside. What kind of country is this? All right, worst to it is we can't even get lights working properly. Especially when we come into dry season now, there might be shedding and all of that. And like you were talking about schools, look at some of the corruption in the sporting sector right here.
Yeah, let's just go to that. The district league
Look at
just
some of the
ended.
corruption in the sporting sector. We just had district league. Metal Steel CEO did the kickoff of the district league. They tagged the district league as Metal Steel sponsored district league. Not one single person in this country knew how Metal Steel gave for that. And some of us, for example, I did not mean that I provided the first 100 free entry for the league. When none of them could do, the county authority could have. When I launched the 100 free entry at the field, before everybody now started running to say, yeah, we get 102, we get 102, we get 102. A league that is sponsored by Metal Steel, I'll put you now have paper out to run a field. Because Metal Steel already sponsored the league. It should be visible to all of us. They sponsor the league. We don't even have, we were still spending money. I had to send some money to Newing to help. We had to do something for Buchanan City for goals, all of that. But league sponsored by Metal Steel should be at our advantage and not at our disadvantage. All right. So the system is terrible. Things need to change. People are macro-managing things. One of the mistakes we are making even with the sports team here is that everything is controlled by the politicians. Sports should not be controlled by politicians. There should be no reason why the superintendent must be the one appointing the BSA, appointing the BSA and all other institutions. There should be no reason why. Because the fact that the superintendent is appointing the BSA down to the coach of this county, you are terribly saying that the superintendent controls sporting. And even FIFA is against FIFA rules and policy that politicians will control sports.
Okay, let's just call it a quit. Probably you will love to comment on something that I didn't ask you about, and then we just call it a day.
Yes, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to say it word. And all those who are viewing from anywhere in the world. If you come from Bassa, there is a need for change, there's a need for transformation. We have to do better. Some of us are putting ourselves out there for the second time to get on this train of transforming this town. If you support us, you can be assured that together we can transform this place and make it better. We're not going to take this money from our own pockets. Our ideas are enormous. The resources are there, and those resources have to be used on the people.
Okay, folks, the voice of Togar Alexander Bealded, representative candidate in the 2017 presidential and representative election, and also an aspirant now for the upcoming 2023 presidential and general elections. My name is Etta Yubi Gandet. Many thanks for following. You can leave your comments and share the broadcast. Many thanks to Patience Bleatu, who sat at control, hindering the technical aspect of this broadcast. Thanks so kindly for watching. See you on my next interview.
Thank you. Hey, give up here. Give up.